welcome back to this episode of the MSR Workshop. So today I am back in the home theater and we are going to be doing my first unboxing actually in my home theater. And what I have here is a Monoprice SSW-12, and what this is a slim powered subwoofer that you can fit under your couch. Let's talk about some of the features of this subwoofer and why you might want it for your home. So pulling out my cheat sheet and talking about this particular subwoofer, it is a 7-inch thick, not including the feet that are on the bottom, thick square box, as you can see from the box in front of me. It is 19 inches, 19.7 wide by 29.9 long. Now, Monoprice makes 3 different versions of this. They make an 8-inch, a 10-inch, and a 12-inch driver. Now, the 8-inch driver version is powered by a 100-watt amplifier. The 10 and the 12-inch are both powered by a 150-watt amplifier. Now, the difference between the 10 and the 12-inch is obviously, the different size driver, but the fact that the 12-inch is reported to be able to go down to 20 hertz. Now, the nice thing about this is there's not a lot of slim subwoofers out there on the market right now that claim to go down to 20 hertz. And 20 hertz is where you're going to really feel it in your chest and not so much hear it. Who is this subwoofer going to be for? What group of people? It's somebody who has limited amount of space. And when I unbox this, I'll show you some different ways that you can mount this or position it for your room. But somebody who doesn't have a lot of space, if you have a couch, it can be tucked underneath the couch, and I'll show you how I am going to actually put this underneath my couch. It can be up against a wall. It can actually be mounted to a wall. But the cool thing about this is its low profile design. It comes in a ported box, so you do get a little bit louder output. And supposedly it goes down to 20 hertz. Now, I'm not going to be able to verify whether the frequency response goes all the way down to 20. One other person that did review this, I think he took it down to about 25 hertz and he had pretty good output. So that's really, really good considering the price. Now, the price on the 12-inch model runs $189 usually on sale, so $189 is the sale price. Full price is $219, usually on sale for about $189, and that's from the Monoprice website. Now, if you go to Amazon, you might be able to find it about 10 bucks cheaper generally. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed. Now, FedEx delivered this to my door today, and they said the shipping weight was 78 pounds. Now, it wasn't 78 pounds to lift. I'm not sure why they listed it for that much, but the actual weight of this product is right about 40 pounds. And I was quite surprised at the size of the box that this gets sent in. And I'm wondering if this is a double box like most of Monolith or Monoprice's products come in. And it does look like it is in a double box, so that is nice that it is protected. But I expected it to be bigger than the other 2 versions just because it is the 12-inch driver version of this. See if I can get that down without blocking camera view. Okay, so packaging, some foam on all 4 corners. You have a nice template if I can get it out. And that is definitely not the template for this one. It's a little bit smaller. Instruction manual. And now we have the 12-inch beast that we've got here. So I'm going to pause the camera, get this out of the box. But before I do, these come out. These are actually the mounting feet if you want to stand this on edge. And you have little rubber floor spikes to kind of help isolate the sound. Let's see if there's anything around here. And you do have a connection cable, which is nice. So I'm going to stop the video and we're going to go ahead and take this out. So looking over the underside of this unit, you'll see 2 brackets here. There's one on either side, and this is for actually mounting it to a wall. In my case, I am not going to mount this to a wall, so you just pull straight down, and they are foam covered brackets. and that helps with vibration once you get this thing going. You've got your large 12-inch driver here, reference to my hand. Your 150 watt amplifier over here. You have a line in and a line out, a left and a right, level control, crossover control, and then you have some high level ins as well as some high level outs if you do decide to use those. Also, this is protected by a fuse, and you have an auto on and off feature, which is nice as well. So guys, as you can see, this thing is quite large. Now, obviously the 8-inch version being the smallest, 12 inches is going to be the largest. And most people think that you're not going to be able to get this under a couch because with the feet on it, standing on in, you're right at 7.5 inches. Now, most people's couches don't go up that high. But the thing is, every single couch almost has fabric underneath to kind of, they say, keep the dust out on the bottom. If you actually cut a hole in that fabric on the bottom, it doesn't affect your couch whatsoever. You'll be able to tuck it up inside the couch's frame, and you'll never know that it's there. When you sit on the couch, you're not going to really notice it either because, you know, usually the springs on the couch don't sag that much. Now, the other option is obviously standing on its edge. Place it, you know, if you have up against a wall or whatever. But that's one way you can mount it under a couch if you don't think you can just slide this under. Now, I know me sitting by it here doesn't make it look that big, but it is quite large. So we're going to attempt to put this underneath the couch and get it tucked up under there. And the connections I'm going to use when we get this tucked under the couch is I am going to use a Y connector. There is a left and a right. You don't have to use that. But with this sub, I want the most amount of output I can get. And if you use a left and right out, it is going to give you the strongest signal possible. Now, actually, it's a left and right in. Plug it into the inside. So we've got 2 males to 1 RCA female, and this is going to be used on my TV. Now, talking about who is this going to be good for? Once again, it's going to be good for somebody who doesn't have a lot of space, or somebody who already has a home theater, already have a home theater with 2 really good subs. But my TV has a built-in sound bar, and I don't want to every time have to turn on my theater system if I'm just watching regular TV, but I do want a good sounding sub. So this is where that comes in. My TV built-in has a subwoofer output, and so this is going to be utilized on my TV. Now, you could use it on your sound bar at home or any other kind of system if you want to use it for gaming, whatever. Really, the possibilities are endless with this type of subwoofer because it is slim. So let's get this hooked up and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I just played myself a demo of this thing, and oh my goodness, I was not expecting the kind of bass that I just got out of this. So really quick, before I play you guys a couple samples that I've got picked out, let's talk about this again. Really, the Monoprice is not completely unique on the market for this type of subwoofer, but there's not many options out there. I believe the only other slim type subwoofer that looks almost exactly the same is one by a company called OSD Audio, and I believe they only offer the 8-inch version. Now, the really cool thing though about the OSD Audio's version, even though it looks the same, is the fact that they have a DSP built in, and you have an app that you can actually control different things about the frequency response. So if you need to do a little bit of room correction, you can. Now, the downside from that is you are paying a little bit more for the app, but you don't get quite the same size of driver as you do with Monoprice's, either the 810 or the 12. And also because you have a smaller driver in the OSD Audio, you don't get quite the frequency response. So you're not going to get anywhere near close to 20 hertz like you do on this one. So those are some things to be aware of when you are looking for a slim type subwoofer. So let's jump right in and play a couple audio clips. The first one I've got keyed up is a scene from Ready Player One where King Kong is jumping and you can just really hear the bass shaking on that. And then I will play a brief clip of Dune, which I think is an amazing video to test out your subwoofer system. And then lastly, we'll play a quick clip from Aquaman when the sub is raising up. So let's get started. guys, I hope you enjoyed those demos. I'm sure you probably can't hear from the audio that I played for you, but one thing I do notice on this sub versus a larger, higher quality sub is the extension probably below 20 hertz, especially in movies like Dune, where you have these nice sweeping frequency responses that get really low that you can just feel in your chest, and you can feel the sub on this particular subwoofer kind of roll off because it just can't get this low. But the output is great. I really do feel it in my chest. I was not expecting that. I was expecting more clean bass than my previous subwoofer that I had because it was just a little bitty dinky one. Really guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Check these subwoofers out. I will leave a link to Monoprice in the description below, but if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, be sure and leave them below, and don't forget to hit that bell for all my notifications and hit subscribe. Thanks.